This is Chris in Boise. I race for Team Sandal Cycling in Boise, Idaho. And in this video I'm going to be discussing a little bit of my nutritional habits and my supplementation use that I do during race season and off season. I got my cabinet here. This is in my kitchen, and this is the cabinet that my wife houses all my supplements in that I use on and off season. And it's organized in a way that I can find things pretty simply. And I use products ranging from Hammer Nutrition to Walgreens to even some Walmart products to Sedona Labs. And Hammer Nutrition is predominantly the supplements that I use, and they're an excellent high quality company with excellent customer service. I believe their supplements are some of the best on the market, and their customer service is second to none. So I highly recommend the company, and I use almost all my products come from them. And to start off with the supplements I use, over on this left hand side, I got a product called Heat, and that's what I use in my water bottles when I'm training and racing. I use Heat and another product called Perpetuum, and I use a water bottle that I get from Hammer Nutrition. And that water bottle consists, when I make them up on my rides, I ride from anywhere from 2 hours to 3.5 hours a day, and I'll use 2 water bottles during those rides and races. And the water bottles will have 1 scoop of Heat in them, and then they'll have 2 scoops of Perpetuum in each bottle, and those bottles I'll consume during the race or training ride each time I ride. I have a product on the left called Recoverite, and I use Recoverite after every single training ride. I'll put 2 scoops into a glass of soy milk, and then I blend that up with a protein supplement. I use Hammer Nutrition's whey protein, so I use 1 scoop of whey protein, 2 scoops of Recoverite, and that's what I do immediately after a training ride, because it's important to get some protein in your diet and in your system to help recover from the breaking down of muscle tissue while you're training. Down here, continuing on the bottom shelf, I do have a product. I use Walgreens Vitamin D3, and I was recommended by a doctor because I had some hip and joint pains and stuff, and they recommended D3. I'm 46 years old, and they said it actually worked a lot better than chondroitin and glucosamine. So I tried it, and it actually is fabulous. I don't have any more of the joint problems and hip pains ever since I started taking vitamin D3. I take 2 soft gels in the morning, 2 soft gels in the evening. Each soft gel has 1,000 IUs of vitamin D3. I, on a daily basis, take psyllium husk fiber, and I just take a teaspoon of that in the morning, teaspoon of that in the evening, just to keep my digestive tract healthy. About once a month, I use an iFlora capsule, and that's also very good for your digestive system. And I use iFlora from Sedona Labs, and take one of those about once a month. If I get sick and have to take antibiotics, I'll definitely take 3 or 4 of these after antibiotics, because the antibiotics have a tendency to kill a lot of the bacteria in your stomach. I have a product on the bottom shelf here called Elite Sport, and I do get a lot of cramps racing, and it's one of the issues I fight racing in races anything over 2 hours. And Elite Sport, I actually put it into a Hammer flask, and I keep it in my back pocket. And I take Endurolites from Hammer Nutrition, and I usually take about 20 of them in a race. And if the Endurolites aren't enough, I still start getting cramps, I'll start drinking the Elite. I actually use the Elite just straight out of the bottle. I don't actually mix any water in it. I just put it straight into my Hammer flask, and I just drink it straight when I start to feel the cramps. And that usually helps the cramps go away. It tastes pretty salty, but I just drink it straight, no water, just chase it down with my water bottle. I got up here a bottle of Endurolites, and this is what I use when I'm actually racing. I put it into the Hammer pill bottles, and I keep them in these pill bottles, and during a race, 2 hours or longer, I fill this bottle entirely full. It will hold about 20 Endurolites, and I'll go through the whole bottle in a race that's 2 hours or longer, and I'll usually take half the bottle about 45 minutes into the race, and the other half about an hour and a half into the race. And I just dump them in my mouth, just swallow them down with my water bottle with Heat and Perpetuum. I have anti-fatigue caps, and I only use the anti-fatigue caps when I race, and I take 4 of them 30 minutes prior to racing, and then in the middle of the race I'll take another 4 about 45 minutes into the race. I use Hammer Nutrition's Endurance Aminos, and Endurance Aminos are essential to getting amino acids in your system after you're done working out to help in that repairing of muscle tissue breakdown that you're doing while you're training and riding hard. So I take 4 prior to the workout and 4 after. On a daily basis, I use Hammer Nutrition's Premium Insurance Caps, and they'll provide you with all your daily essential vitamins and minerals when you're training hard in cycling and any other sport. You could easily become deficient in some of your essential vitamins and minerals if you're not eating a good healthy diet. So I take 3 Premium Insurance Caps in the morning, 3 in the evening. I have 2 products up here called Energy Surge and Nobiline from Hammer Nutrition. I use Nobiline on a daily basis prior to my workouts, and I use both of these in combination when I'm racing. Prior to a race, I chew them up, put both of these under my tongue 30 minutes prior to a race. I use 3 of the Energy Surge, 1 of the Nobiline, and then an hour into the race, I'll actually take another Nobiline and 2 Energy Surge, and I chew those up, let them dissolve under my tongue while I'm actually racing. I have a product from Hammer Nutrition called Mito Caps, and I use Mito Caps, and I take those twice a day. I take 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. Very good daily essential cap from Hammer Nutrition. I use their product called Race Cap Supreme, which I think is an excellent product, and I do that kind of unconventional to what the bottle says, and I actually take 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, and on race days I'll actually take 3 30 minutes prior to a race. I take the Race Cap Supreme. I have Hammer Nutrition's Hammer Gel, and during races and on my training rides, I'll actually fill up another Hammer flask. This will be in my pocket. In a race, actually, I'll go through one of these whole Hammer flasks full of Hammer Gel in a 2-hour or more race. I'll squirt that whole bottle down just over a period of time. I use Carlson's Norwegian salmon oil. I actually purchased it from Hammer Nutrition, and it's a salmon oil, and it has 1,000 milligrams per soft gel, and I take 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. And I use also a protein supplement. I use either Hammer Nutrition's whey protein supplement or another just inexpensive protein supplement that my wife would pick up from the grocery store. This one is a Power Bar protein supplement that she picked up from the grocery store. And in the cabinet, I also keep ibuprofen. At my age, I kind of go through quite a bit of ibuprofen from just the wear and tear I do on my body during race season. And those are some of the supplements that I use during the race season and during the off season, and how I actually, to some extent use them. And those supplements, along with a good, balanced, healthy diet, should give you some success in racing and should increase your performance in racing. And I've never done anything in the way of counting calories or counting protein or counting carbohydrates. I just stick to a good quality diet, and I don't have a problem with cheating at times, as long as my diet is 80% of the time is a good healthy diet. Then I don't mind going out here and there and having a pizza or having a candy bar. It's not going to hurt you, especially as many miles as we're putting on the bike racing and training. Going off your diet here and there is not going to hurt. When it comes to the losing weight, I just go by feel. If I need to lose weight cycling, I just cut back my calories just by making myself a little bit hungry. I don't never count calories when it comes to racing. I never count protein or carbohydrates. I try to eat protein probably 5 times a day. I wake up in the morning. Every single morning for the last 5 years, my breakfast would consist of 3 eggs, 5 pieces of turkey bacon, and an English muffin and a glass of juice. And I also take a protein shake in the morning too that includes 2 scoops of Recoverite and 1 scoop of protein powder into a glass that has soy milk in it. And I just use a handheld blender just to actually blend my shake up and drink it right down. and I do that shake right after my training rides. Every single training ride I do, I'll take that shake too. This is Chris from Team Sandal Cycling, a little bit about my nutritional needs and habits.